My other concern is with the policy for residency. I met the policy for residency this year. I gave my information, which was 2 bills that I pay over in Larkspur. I gave the tax information. I own the building. I own the property, and therefore sent my child up to Park Elementary. In January, late January, I was questioned as to my residency and asked where I physically sleep. And my student, my son, who's here, 7 years old, was then sent down to Barrett Elementary School. We were notified by certified letter on Friday before Martin Luther King Day. There was no school that day. And on Monday, there was no school for Martin Luther King Day. He was to report to Barrett by Tuesday. There was no closure. There was no going back to school to say goodbye to his friends, even to get his belongings from Park Elementary School. He was expected to show up on Tuesday at Barrett Elementary. And we complied, and we did that. And I accepted it. I had called the superintendent's office, accepted it. But when we arrived, when I looked at his school information, he is at least 5 weeks ahead at Park Elementary than Barrett in 1st grade. He still is ahead in math and hasn't caught up. It's been more than 5 weeks. 5 weeks in reading. So I just want you all to know the level of education that's at Barrett is behind Park Elementary, significantly behind Park Elementary. We're talking at least 5 weeks, halfway through the school year. By the end of the school year, how much are we at? 10 weeks or more? I don't even know how they get through the curriculum. There's no provisions being done for my son who's ahead. My ultimate concern is that I was told there are 3 students that were moved from the Barrett Elementary up to the Park Elementary. Those students are at least 5 to 8 weeks behind. And if no provisions were made for my son to be ahead, what provisions are made for those children to catch up? Do they never learn those lessons and just move on? I mean, this is one district with the same curriculum, but yet it operates at different stages. I was asked if my son could be put in a different classroom that perhaps was a little more ahead, and I was told that the entire 1st grade unit of Barrett Elementary operates at the same pace. Park Elementary operates at its pace, and Barrett operates at its pace. They are not the same. And therefore, to move a student in the middle of the school year from one of those schools to the other, it's detrimental, especially in the fashion that it was done with my student. Those are my concerns. I want to throw that out there. I want people to know that the education is not the same in both buildings. And I think all of you are aware of that. When I broach the subject with anybody, it's, we have other issues at Barrett. We have behavior issues. We have issues that make us teach at a slower rate. Doesn't do it for me. I want my son to receive the best education possible. And clearly, he's not getting that at Barrett. Me, I'm out of here. This is it for me. I am moving to another district. I will not live in this district. I will not have him go to that school and be that far behind. My 2nd grade neighbor, she can't read yet. Or she reads very poorly. Not for me. Not at all. But I want you all to be aware of the discrepancy in education between the 2 buildings. Thank you.
Thank you. But I just want to say that everyone in the Steel Valley School District, your child goes to the elementary building where the child's address of where they sleep.
It doesn't say that in the policy. Sleep is not in there.
Well,
sorry, but it isn't.
Well,
I followed the policy. I followed the policy. I provided the information that you all requested. I own 2 properties. I pay taxes twice. I have 4 properties, 4 buildings.
That doesn't make them 4 residencies. You have 1 residence.
Your son doesn't live in all 4 houses.
Nope. But I pay the bills, and I provided the information that you requested. You should change your policy if that's the case. Change your policy. Change your requirements.
When you have a family in there that has children in our school district, and you both are given the same address.
The mail goes to the same place.
In the one house.
You could.
Well, Well, do you? If you live in the Gardens, then your son is very welcome to go to Park School. But if he lives on...
Maybe I'll park my RV at the Gardens and live in that. Can I do that?
That's the rules that I have.
Can I do that? I'm asking you, can I do that? Can I park my RV at the Gardens and live in that?
No.
Where do you reside?
Why not?
It's a solicitor.
Where do you reside, ma'am?
I can't reside in an RV?
Not in Munhall Gardens, no. There's no zone for that.
I'm sorry?
I said not in Munhall Gardens. I'm sure that it's not zoned for that. But I did want to address your issues about the deficiency in education. I think that's the real issue. We are painfully aware of that. That is why Barrett Elementary, of course, is on a deficient list.
Right,
We
I
are
got that
working-
letter.
Well, I'm going to have to say that it's the charge of the superintendent to make sure that those deficiency levels are corrected. And the presentation that we had here, the 4-hour presentation that Mrs. Cannon referred to, I was very enthusiastic about the enthusiasm that the teachers had. We're going to give them a chance. We're going to give them a chance to pick that into the district up. Because at some point in time, those kids merge.
Right,
They
and
merge
that's
in middle
that's
school.
my concern.
And that's where they need to be on the same level, and they're not. You're absolutely
5
right.
years. By 5 years, how many weeks are they behind? You have doomed every one of those children. There is no diversity in this community. We put, there's no diversity. It's 99% white up there and 99% African American down in Barrett. And their education's poor. So what is that? That's segregation at its finest. And folks in lower economic status are not getting the same education. Why hasn't anybody spoken out about that? Why can't we have diversity? We have diversity in kindergarten, and it worked very well. They learned, they went quickly, my son enjoyed it.
Why is it coming to a black and white issue?
Excuse me.
There's no diversity.
Thank you for your comments. Thank you for coming. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Good night. Thank you, everyone.